Fantasy. Our Vegas Fantasy. It's not a show about sex. It's about football.
Cha cha cha.
Thank you, Christina.
Oh, that was wonderful, Kenny.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's our third episode of the season for Our Vegas Fantasy. My name's Kenny Davidsen.
I'm Christina.
And we're going to have a very running back centered episode of this show to give you an idea of where and how to draft running backs, because if you know fantasy football, you know running backs rule the roost, and that's how you win. So we're going to have a long discussion about that and how to handle shared backfield, how to handle handcuffs, how to handle players that have a separate role that are not the PPR backs like Deion Lewis, players like that. How was your week, Christina?
It was really great. I went to the lake.
Yeah.
And we're still drafting our Dynasty League, which is fun. I was at the lake, and it was my turn. And I was basking in the sun, and I was like, sorry, guys, I'm busy.
Yeah, and when it was your turn, it seems that there was a very, very popular reinstatement that happened right as your pick came up. Lucky you.
Oh, man, fantasy. That's really good luck, Kenny. I think I just got.
Yeah, until he gets suspended after 5 games.
Well,
so there you go. Yeah, there's your luck.
We shall see, Kenny.
But yes, Josh Gordon was reinstated, and Christina got him in the Dynasty League.
I did. It was at the right spot at the right time, and cha-ching! Thanks, guys.
So what do you think of Josh Gordon this year?
I am very excited about Josh Gordon. I'm glad this happened. You know, he was on pace last year for 1,200 yards.
That's pretty good.
I know. Last year he had 40 receptions, 720 yards, 3 touchdowns in 11 games. It's exciting.
It's very good.
I'm excited. I just hope he stays out of trouble. And they were saying that the Patriots are really happy to have him back. Everyone is excited on the team. So it seems like it's going to be an all-around good thing for the Patriots. I mean, who wants to see the Patriots win again? But
No, but I want to see Josh Gordon do well. I like Josh Gordon. I root for him. I will say this. No Gronk.
Exactly.
Edelman's their number 1. But after that, not much. Nothing at tight end. They have a rookie receiver, N'Keal Harry, and then they've got a guy named Jacoby Myers who's trying to make the team. But there ain't much there. Josh Gordon, when he plays, could be a stud. The question will be how many games do you get?
I know.
Do you get 4 games? Do you get 16 games? He's not played a full season since 2012.
12. Yep. But yeah, but the good thing is it's exciting, and he has a shot, and I just hope he can live up to it.
Yes.
And I got him really, really cheap at round 16?
Something like that, 14 or 15. He landed just right in your lap.
Right. So for the value that I got him, hey, if it's great, it's great. If it's not, whoop-de-doo. Now for non-redraft leagues, where do you draft him?
That's what we're going to talk about that later on. I will say this. Don't make him your wide receiver 2. If he's your wide receiver 3, not bad. If he's your wide receiver 4, excellent.
Right.
That's what I would say. It depends how deep you are at wide receiver. If you are relying on him to give you 16 games, no. If you are not relying on him, but you think he can kind of climb the ladder, if you have other players, like if you have Galladay and Michael Thomas, and all of a sudden Josh Gordon's your wide receiver 3, hell, man, not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd say about Josh Gordon.
Good for you, Josh. Stay out of trouble.
I drafted him yesterday in my first redraft league.
Really?
I did.
Okay.
So I'm not going to recommend this, and this will segue into Antonio a little bit. But I play a bonus points league. It's a home league, so to speak, and it's very, very centered around quarterback points and wide receiver points. Bonus points for 100 yards, bonus points for 300 yards passing, first downs as a point. It's all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of points in this league, but it's very, very centered around the quarterback. So here I am at 4th overall. I picked Patrick Mahomes 4th overall. I hated that. I would never do that. And other than my other dynasty league, this might be the only 2 times I picked Patrick Mahomes in my 30-plus leagues all year, because I don't want to draft a quarterback that early.
Right.
I went Mahomes, Kerryon Johnson second, and then Antonio Brown sitting there in the third round.
It's hard not to.
And I did it.
Yeah.
And I'm like kicking myself. But then I came back with Chris Godwin, which I like. But then I came back with eventually Josh Gordon. And I'm like.
It's risky.
It's very risky. I don't like that much risk. Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon on the same team. That's just. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. I'm kicking myself. That's bad. If they both play 16 games this year, that will be a minor miracle. They should put odds on that in Vegas. What are the odds that Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon make it through 16 games this year?
Well, if they do, then you're like cha-ching.
Yes, I'm gold.
Yeah.
And with Mahomes, a quarterback
Woo.
in this league, I'll kill it.
You will be
I'll
putting
win.
up so much points.
I'll win.
So much.
And I have Emmanuel Sanders, who looked great tonight in the preseason game against the 49ers. And that's a very good late-round value, by the way. It's Emmanuel Sanders late in draft. I try to get him in a few leagues so far. So, speaking of Antonio Brown, filed another grievance with the helmet issue. Stay tuned. Who the hell knows?
Oh, my gosh. He skipped Sunday's practice because he was pissed about his helmet. Seriously, dude? Seriously? This is so frustrating.
You should sing Crybaby by Janis Joplin.
No.
No.
No, I'm that mad at Antonio Brown right now.
He's not even worthy of a song from
No,
you.
it's just stop being a big baby and play the way you're supposed to. You are an adult.
Got a foot issue, too. So.
Oh, and that is basically calling if he's going to wear this helmet or not.
Yeah.
Who cares about his freaking foot? Just wear the helmet and go play some freaking football.
Okay.
Sorry. Did you hear what their GM said today
yes,
about him? Yeah,
I did. It was Mike Mayock,
Yep.
who used to be on the NFL Network as a commentator. Boy, he came out. He was very, very straightforward. It was great actually hearing that.
Yep.
Basically just saying all in or all out.
Yep.
So let's hope he's all in. And for my sake, I hope he's all in.
Well, he did practice today, which is Monday.
He showed up.
We're recording it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So let's hope. And this is, like I said, the Week 3 preseason edition. Kenyon Drake going to be out for the preseason. Might make it back for regular season.
Walking boot on his right foot on Wednesday.
Yeah, not good for a running back with a walking boot.
No.
Doesn't work.
3 weeks before the season opener?
Early. Right.
Yeah.
So what does this mean? Fire up Kalen Ballage.
Yep.
And where is he being drafted?
Late. Yeah.
And where should he be drafted now? Earlier than that.
Yep.
Yes. Go get him.
Drake says it's nothing crazy, but you have a boot on your foot.
Yeah.
Come on.
I go get him anyway. I go get Ballage anyway. It looked like Ballage was winning that job to begin with. Now there's not even a question about it.
Yeah. It's Miami. I mean, we already don't want to draft anyone on that team.
This is true.
Now it's getting worse and worse and worse for that poor team.
Mm-hmm. You drafted Josh Rosen, I saw, in that Dynasty League.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Very nice.
Thanks.
DK Metcalf, minor knee surgery, might make it back by week 1. He's a long shot to begin with. He has a crazy amount of talent, but he's a project at wide receiver. Fire up David Moore. He gets an upgrade. Jerron Brown might get an upgrade too. Tyler Lockett looks very good.
He's about the
Although
only
I don't
yeah.
trust him for some reason. He's one of those names I see there. I'm like, I don't trust him, but you might have to because he's all I got. That's a sure thing
that's
there.
That's it.
Andrew Luck still fighting, but he did work out. He looked somewhat mobile. They are optimistic, cautiously, that he'll be ready for week 1. Obviously, you need to have Jacoby Brissett ready. Mm-hmm. If you're in a super flex league, you need to have him behind Andrew Luck. Let's hope for Luck and for T.Y. Hilton's sake and for Paris Campbell's sake and all the other receivers and Devin Funchess,
the whole team,
that Andrew Luck is ready to go.
Yeah.
I would like to see an offense that is that good and that team can win the division. This is a possible outside Super Bowl contender. I would say probably not, but outside chance if he plays that they're very, very good.
I like Luck and I like watching him, and last year was so fun because he played all 16 games.
Yeah.
And then the year before that, with all his injury issues. So it's I want to see another 16 games out of Luck. I really do.
I enjoy watching him. I really do hope so. Not just from fantasy, but just from football.
Yeah.
I enjoy him.
Me
I
too.
like him personally.
Yeah.
You ever follow that Twitter account called Captain Andrew Luck?
No.
It treats Andrew Luck as if he's an 1800s general on the battalion.
Oh, stop it.
It's hilarious. One of my favorite Twitter follows in football right now. It's just absurd. It's great.
I'm going on.
Let's go to Zeke. Jerry Jones earlier today, or was it the day before, said Zeke who?
Zeke who? Oh my gosh. Jerry Jones, man. What a jerk.
Yeah.
He's such a jerk.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's always been like that. It's not surprising, but it's just, oh my God.
Agreed.
And Zeke, Zeke was saying it's unprofessional, it's disappointing, blah, 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 blah. And it is, but that's what you get for signing with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. That's how Jerry Jones is.
Well, he was drafted by him. He didn't really have much choice. But you know, he's there, and let's hope that all works out. Apparently, Zeke came back from Mexico, so let's see.
Oh, really?
That was a rumor. We don't really know.
Uh,
And as for a Melvin Gordon update, the update is there is no update.
No progress. None. Nothing. He's fallen to the second round now.
He was taken in our dynasty by our friend Jakubu in the 4th round.
Jeez.
If he actually does sign, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
I'm not a Gordon fan, and when I've owned Gordon, he's gotten hurt in the playoffs. It's just one of those guys I don't quite really trust.
Kind of like me and Keenan Allen.
Yes, exactly like you and Keenan Allen from the same team, by the way. I definitely agree with that. So, well, we'll keep an eye with Melvin Gordon. Now, if he doesn't sign, Austin Eckler looks good. I like Justin Jackson a lot. He looked great in the preseason game.
Both of them,
I think he's the main handcuff more than Austin Eckler.
Really?
Austin Eckler has a role no matter what.
Yeah.
He's a standalone PPR back. He's not a lead back. The lead back, the guy I would think gets 15 carries, is Justin Jackson. And he looks very, very good.
Okay.
Keep an eye with that. So we said this episode we're going to break down running backs.
Breakdown.
Very nice.
Ooh, that was
your music segment. You just contributed musically to the show. I'm so happy. Did that all be on me? I love it.
Thanks.
I like it. There we go. Running backs win leagues. Sometimes running backs emerge and you don't even know they exist. I remember when Mark Ingram got hurt and Tim Hightower was the pickup. This was, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? And Tim Hightower wasn't on anybody's radar.
Nope. And
last year, Damian Williams and C.J. Anderson and Jalen Samuels. So sometimes you're talking about this in week 1, and by week 12, you have a totally different script. But by week 1, you still have to go with what you have. We're going to break this down into, start with the guys who don't share the backfield. Bell cows, as they call them.
My favorites.
Your favorites.
Of the bunch.
20 of them I found.
Oh, wow.
So let's go.
Okay.
Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, if he gets back, David Johnson, Nick Chubb, Le'Veon Bell, James Conner, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Marlon Mack, Kerryon Johnson, Todd Gurley, Devontae Freeman, Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Mark Ingram, Lamar Miller, and if he returns, Melvin Gordon. That's 20. That's a solid 20. You need to get at least one, preferably 2 of those on your team. It's going to be very hard to get 2 of those on your team, but because by the first 20 picks, not counting Melvin Gordon because of the holdout,
right?
By those first 20 picks,
they're gone.
Let's say, I would say by the end of the 3rd round, by the top 36, all 20 of those guys are going to be gone. Maybe Lamar Miller's there.
And
probably.
Maybe Derrick Henry's there.
Yeah, Jacobs, Ingram, Miller are more 4th round guys. I've seen Ingram go into the 3rd round. Henry's late 3rd round. Everybody else is before the 3rd round, without a doubt.
Yep.
And so if you are in the 4th round and you are stuck and you don't have one of those guys, you better get one of those guys. If you don't have one of those guys, Josh Jacobs, Mark Ingram, Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller is boring, but Lamar Miller is going to get the ball in Houston. There is nobody.
No one.
Nobody.
Yep.
So he's going to get the ball.
And, if Antonio Brown doesn't end up playing, Josh Jacobs has a nice upside to that team as well.
Certainly does. I like Josh Jacobs no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if Antonio Brown does play. Actually, preferably if Antonio Brown plays, because it gives them a deep threat and they don't block the box defensively against Josh Jacobs.
True.
Josh Jacobs is pretty hyped. And he's not such a hype rookie like Saquon Barkley, where he's going in the 1st round. He came in the 4th round. Not bad.
And also with Mark Ingram, too. I mean, I know he's older, but also I think Lamar Jackson's going to take away some carries from him, too.
Possibly. I agree.
And some, first and goal, and that, which is going to be so frustrating as an Ingram.
That absolutely is a concern.
Yeah.
I agree. He will get the ball. I do feel Mark Ingram, the good is that he's very consistent. The bad is that you know what he can do. He's not going to get you. I don't think you're going to get 6 catches in a game from Mark Ingram. If you're in a non-PPR, I think Mark Ingram is fantastic. In a PPR league, I don't think he's going to give you the extra catches,
right,
especially with the options that Baltimore has back there. So Mark Ingram, boring is the word, but consistent if he stays healthy.
Correct. And also, my question to you is with this whole Nick Chubb Hunt thing, when Hunt returns, what is this going to look like for Nick Chubb?
It's impossible to say.
I know. And it's so frustrating because we're going into this drafting Nick Chubb top 20 running back, and then once Hunt comes back, he takes away that role or he doesn't. That's going to be super frustrating for Chubb owners.
Agreed. And we just don't know. Maybe Hunt is a change of pace. Maybe Cleveland can support 2 running backs that gets 10 carries a game or 15 carries a game. Probably not.
Right.
Just don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't know if Kareem Hunt, maybe Cleveland trades Kareem Hunt in the middle of the year and gets a boatload for him.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
It would be nice to see Hunt on another team.
It would be lovely for us.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Impossible to say. That is really a wild card that we just don't have an answer for.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to see how that plays out. I'm not shying away from Nick Chubb because he's damn good.
Yeah.
But it's true. You're a Nick Chubb owner this year. You're going to be a bit on eggshells when you get to week 9 and 10.
And as a Chubb owner, do you pick up Hunt and waste that, 8th round pick?
Yeah.
Do you waste that on Kareem Hunt?
I think you do.
And then when he comes, do you play Hunt?
That we don't know.
Right.
I would pick Hunt up because he's clearly a handcuff. And you should handcuff your top running back. It's not a bad idea to do it because you don't want to be having to go to the waiver wires to say, use your fab money, or if you have waiver priority leagues, like a lot of old leagues are, a lot of our leagues are anyway. If you are not number 1 and somebody is number 1 and can get that handcuff over you, you're screwed.
Right.
So handcuffing your top back is never a bad idea. So I would say, yes, it's an early pick you got to spend on Hunt, but it is Kareem Hunt. I'd do it. Just bite the bullet and do it. 8th round.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a pain in the neck, but do it.
This is true. I
would rather do that than draft Darrell Henderson, who is Todd Gurley's possible handcuff in the same round when we don't even know what Darrell Henderson is.
Can do. Right. Exactly.
I would much rather do the Chubb Hunt thing over the Gurley Henderson thing.
But you know what Hunt is, but you don't know if obviously Hunt's going to get in more trouble, if he's going to get more suspension added on. There's so many unknowns with Hunt. They're just different unknowns with Hunt than it is with Henderson.
Absolutely true. But we do know when Hunt's on the field how good he is. That's the clear thing. So I don't mind making the double pick there.
This is true. Now, is he going to be in shape when he comes back too? What is he doing?
He's playing now. He's playing in the preseason.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Tough call.
Yeah.
So those are still your top 20. Great question on Chubb, though. That's a good point. Now we get to the shared backfields, the dreaded shared backfields. Now, the thing is, though, a lot of times it starts as a shared backfield, but one guy emerges, and you've got to just kind of, it's a little bit of guesswork, but it's also reading reports. Read team reports. Read reports from people that are in the NFL. Check Twitter to get an idea of who is winning these shared backfields. For example, Phillip Lindsay and Royce Freeman. They started last year equally. Phillip Lindsay took over. He was the guy by the end of the year until he broke his wrist. He was the guy. Not even a question. You keep an eye with that. Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams in Green Bay. Jamal Williams, he's just, as they say in fantasy, he's just a guy.
Right. If Aaron Jones can stay healthy, his track record is...
He's the guy.
Right.
Not a question.
Right. He just needs to stay healthy. And that's what's so frustrating about Aaron Jones because he's a great player.
But Jamal Williams is a clear handcuff. So if you draft Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams is going in the 13th or 14th round. You're almost committed to it.
Ugh.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, here you got one. Sony Michel and James White in New England. That's a toughie.
That's always been. It's been a toughie for the last how many years?
Yes. New England is impossible. Impossible.
That's one of the shared backfield I try to stay away from because it's one of those ones that are so frustrating. Even if they find one that works, they're still going to throw in the other one and screw everybody in fantasy.
You're right. And they're both expensive. Michelle's a 5th round pick. James White is a 6th round pick this year. Mm-hmm. I took James White in 9 leagues last year because he was a 12th round pick and he was fantastic. But when Burkhead came back and Michelle came back, he dropped completely. He fell off the face of the earth.
Right.
So it's New England, and New England, they don't give you any hints. I do think Sony Michel is the guy.
Yeah.
But Sony Michel they have not shown in New England that they throw him the ball. That they've used James White for that. It's a real mess.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to handicap. And it's not a situation where you can take one and then take the other because they both have separate roles.
Right. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's almost like Diggs and Thielen.
It is. Right. You don't want both.
You don't want both.
And they're going right back to back.
Right.
Yeah,
it's practically what they're doing.
Yep.
And it's frustrating, and I don't want to deal with it.
So you're not dealing
unless
with it.
one of them gets hurt, which if you happen to have one of them and the other one gets hurt, then cha-ching.
But then there's the dreaded handcuff. There's Damian Harris, and then there's Rex Burkhead.
Right. Oh, Rex Burkhead. How old is he?
He's actually not that old.
Really?
I feel like he's been around a long time. Maybe because his name is Rex Burkhead. It's a great name. It's a great football name.
It is.
That New England's backfield has always been a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It just is. Forgive my French, but it is.
You can say that.
Here's one. Seattle. Chris Carson, who ran for over 1,000 yards last year. He's going in the 5th round this year. Rashad Penny. He's the upside rookie.
Right.
Seattle might be able to sustain 2 backs that give you value.
I like Chris Carson better.
You've always liked Chris Carson.
Right. I think he's the riser out of the two, and based on preseason, he's been out there more than Penny.
Yeah. I like them both.
Yeah.
I think Penny's a good upside play. I think you can have both of them on your team, and you might get production out of both of them that will satisfy you.
Right.
David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen. Now, we're assuming David Montgomery is going to win the job over Mike Davis. There's been nothing to say that he's not going to win that job. But Tariq Cohen, he's got a standalone role back there.
Right.
Right? No reason to have both of those guys. You might as well have both. I mean, you can. There's no reason not to have both those guys. You can have them.
And Montgomery's going, what, 4th?
Montgomery's expensive. 4th round pick. But
yeah.
He looks good.
Good pass catcher, too.
Yeah.
Which is good for PPR. I think PPR maybe he's going so high because of that.
Yeah, they traded Jordan Howard. They couldn't wait to get Jordan Howard off that team. And then they drafted David Montgomery. Their first draft pick was David Montgomery. Tariq Cohen, he's been steady. He had a really good year last year.
He's safe. He's nice.
We think.
Right.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason not to have both those guys.
Yeah, see, I like both of them equally, I feel like. But Tariq Cohen's going a little bit later. So I'd rather take the more experienced player.
Yeah, I think Tariq Cohen, you know what you're going to get.
Right.
David Montgomery is expensive. I do like what I saw, though. He looked really good. And you know they'll run the ball. They have a good offense. Mm-hmm. Then there's a dreaded Philadelphia Eagles backfield. We talked about this last week. You've got Jordan Howard, who we just spoke of, and then you got the new kid, Miles Sanders. High draft pick for Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders is talented. But Doug Peterson has never shown an inkling to what's the word? It doesn't show a desire to use a running back for 15 to 20 carries.
Correct.
He likes to spread the ball around.
Yep.
Jordan Howard might be the goal line guy. Miles Sanders might be the guy between the 20s.
Which is going to be so frustrating.
Pain in the neck.
I do not recommend anyone taking Philadelphia running backs. As a Philadelphia fan, it's going to be frustrating for you.
It just depends how far they fall. If you're, 9th round for Miles Sanders, I'll take a shot. 9th round. I'm not spending a 5th round pick, but you don't have to. The good thing is that they're going late.
Yeah, but then you take them that late, and then you're stuck with deciding if you're going to play them or not, depending on matchups, depending on, weather. I mean, you start thinking of crazy stuff.
True.
To try to think of when you're going to put these guys in at that point. And it's frustrating.
Yeah, did they go out late the night before?
Yeah,
Right,
right.
you know?
Exactly. Literally.
Yeah. Who was up partying till 5 a.m?
That's is it an away? What's the weather? Who was partying the night before? Who did the drugs? I mean, who's younger?
Who did the drugs? Who did the drugs?
Who did the drugs? Who drank the liquor?
Yes,
No,
yes.
seriously, it's frustrating, and I don't want any part of it. I will stay away from Philadelphia and New England running backs. Sorry, guys.
For me, it all depends on price. If I'm getting the right price, if they fall, I'll take a shot. I'm not reaching for those guys.
Right.
That's for sure.
And you're gonna have to, especially for Sanders.
Right. And then we talked about Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman. There's been so much hype around Royce Freeman. Philip Lindsay ran for over 1,000 yards last year. What? And he had a wrist injury. He didn't have a leg injury. Why would we not believe that Philip Lindsay can't duplicate that?
I don't know, Kenny.
I like Philip Lindsay a lot. I don't see any reason not to like him. And he's also going very late. He's fallen 5th and 6th round.
Philip Lindsay?
Yes, certainly has. He's a late guy.
See, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I think he's a good third back to take. If Philip Lindsay is your third back and he emerges again, you've done well. Royce Freeman, maybe a 4th or 5th back. He didn't show last year. He came on late. He's a power back, but he didn't show that he's an every down back for them. I'm a little more worried about Royce Freeman than I am about Philip Lindsay.
I agree. I'd take Lindsay over Freeman for sure.
Right.
Especially for the. Well, when is Freeman going?
Freeman's been going 8th and
8th
9th.
and 9th. Right.
Yeah.
No, I'll say Lindsay.
I'm a Lindsay guy there.
Me too.
All right, we have 26 teams we've just dealt with. The last 6. The Kansas City backfield. You want a piece of the Kansas City backfield, but who do you want? Damian Williams or Carlos Hyde? Or the rookie Darwin Thompson?
Yeah.
And who do you want?
Either Damian Williams or Darwin Thompson. We don't even know if Carlos Hyde is going to make the
He
team.
might not make the team.
So I'll go with Damian Williams. Darwin Thompson for the price he's going is pretty good too for how late. I mean, he could be pretty much your last pick.
He could be last pick.
Which would be,
And he looks fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah. I like both of them.
me too.
Carlos Hyde, there's rumors he might not make the team. He's also just a guy.
He's just there.
Yeah.
He's just, yeah.
Damian Williams, you're committing, though. If you draft Damian Williams, you are drafting a backup.
Right.
You're committing to this. Remember that.
Yep.
LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore in Buffalo.
Bleh.
Okay. That's Christina Shaw's reaction to. And Christina Shaw, it was a great picture of herself and LaShawn McCoy when LaShawn McCoy was an Eagle.
Oh, you're right. I do.
You forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
So
he's
now
a Bill and he's old.
Oh,
and,
yeah, and he's rough. But he's still the starting running back.
He is. Well, Frank Gore.
Please, Frank Gore. Who's Frank Gore? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, he's just a Hall of Famer. Nobody else.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, who's Frank Gore?
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Oh, they're just old. No, thank you. I don't want any part of that either.
There is a guy named Devin Singletary.
I would rather dangle.
Dangle?
I'd rather dangle.
I want to dangle Devin Singletary. You say that.
I would dangle Singletary.
Yeah, I will dangle Devin Singletary.
I'll take him.
All right.
Out
You
of
dangle
any
him.
of them.
Yes.
I'll dangle him.
And he's going 12th, 13th round.
Yep.
So good
I'd rather take my chance with him.
Okay. So he's your guy in
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah. Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy I want, without a doubt. I'm not touching McCoy or Gore.
No.
I'll
Nope.
touch, unless I'm desperate. But don't get so desperate that you're down to those guys.
No, thank you.
Devin Singletary looks, no problem with him. We just talked about Kenyon Drake being out. Kalen Ballage, my friend.
Yep.
Right?
One injury to Drake, man.
Yeah.
A little bit more injured than he already is.
I like Ballage anyway.
Yeah.
I like Ballage a lot this year. And Ballage his ADP is slowly rising, but you could get him. He's going as late as 10th or 11th. I would say grab him in the 7th or the 8th.
You're going to have to reach for him.
You should reach for him.
Because
but worth it.
He's going to start climbing.
Yes.
As the weeks go on, for sure.
And he's a starting running back, and he's young.
Mm-hmm.
No problem with him. But reach a little bit. Here's one. Washington Redskins. Your favorite, Adrian Peterson.
I'm rolling my eyes right now.
Yes. If we were visual, you would see the annoyance that Christina Shaw has. Not just about talking about the dreaded Redskins, because she's an Eagle fan, but because of Adrian Peterson, who is one of Christina's favorite players.
Blech.
Exactly. Right.
And Darius Geis.
Who's supposed to play this week.
Yeah, he was practicing today.
Right.
He's fine. Just brush it off, Geis. He's young.
But did Washington bring back Adrian Peterson to sit on the bench? Probably not.
No.
That's the problem. And here's something you probably did not know. Adrian Peterson ran for 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah. I
But
know.
he did at age 90. He did it. And he's a Hall of Famer.
And he's even older now. So
yes,
you really
he's 91. He's now a 91-year-old back, not just 90.
Do you really think he's going to do this again? You think he's going to do 1,000 yards again?
No, I would bet against it, but he's still Adrian Peterson. Should you bet against Adrian Peterson? Frank Gore's still playing, for goodness sake.
Unknown roles should have really been the cease and desist of running backs that we need to bury.
Well, I mean, there are a few more coming up here. Adrian Peterson, I grabbed him last night. I did.
Oof. When?
13th round.
All right.
Very late.
Yeah.
One of my last picks. I love Geis if Geis stays on the field. And then it all depends also. If Washington's 2-6, which they very well might be.
They might start getting creative.
They stink.
Yeah.
You look at that roster. That roster stinks.
Yeah.
So, why wouldn't they play Geis?
Yeah, they might start getting creative with both of them.
Yeah.
They might start doing all kinds of crazy stuff to see what works.
And we don't know what Dwayne Haskins is. And he's probably going to, he might be quarterback, although it looks like Case Keenum's going to win the job. And we know Case Keenum's at least capable.
Right.
But interesting situation there. I think obviously Geis is the guy you want, but Geis is expensive.
Yeah.
He's going a little high in drafts for my liking.
I got him pretty late in our Dynasty League.
You did, yeah. In Dynasty's a little different. He
Yeah.
fell a little bit, but in a redraft, he's going like 6th round. That's a little pricey for a guy.
Nobody wants Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. Everybody, they're all bullish on Geis, but if Geis doesn't get the ball, he's not a 6th round pick.
True.
How about San Francisco? This is tricky. Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida.
I like Tevin Coleman, especially for PPR. More of a pass catcher. I think Coleman's definitely rising over Breida.
Breida was so good last year. He's just a guy, you can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
But he was so good. Not sure what's going to happen there. Look, I don't think they signed Tevin Coleman and gave him the money to have him sit.
Correct.
But Breida, I think, is the better back. It's a really tricky situation. And then you have Raheem Mostert, who probably won't make the team. Jerick McKinnon got hurt.
Yeah. And McKinnon should have been in that.
McKinnon would have been in that mix.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because he had a setback, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not ready to come back.
That's sad.
It's a shame. I love Jerick McKinnon.
That's a shame.
He was great 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And of course, he got hurt last year. He's not ready to come
He
back.
needs to sit out a couple more weeks maybe and get himself healthy before he comes back and not push himself anymore.
Absolutely. We got one more team we didn't mention. It's Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nah,
You're not even interested.
no. Are you?
I'm interested in anybody who can be a starting running back. Always. If Peyton Barber's a starting running back, I'm interested in him. Now,
But
I spent
it's very
last year.
unknown.
Last year, I spent 7th and 8th round picks on him, and boy, that was overdraft.
Right.
But this year, he's going for nothing. He's literally 13th, 14th round. You can get a starting running back in the 13th and 14th round. That's a good depth pick.
Right.
Ronald Jones has a lot of upside, but he hasn't shown it yet. We don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's too unknown for me, those two.
Yeah.
Too confusing.
And one name that nobody is talking about at all, but who could end up somewhere by week 1, 2, or 3. Keep an eye out on Jay Ajayi.
You know, I was thinking, that's funny, because I was actually reading some stuff about him the other day and was thinking the same thing.
He's young, and he's out of football.
Right, why?
Well, because he had a knee injury, and I think he's a bit of a problem child. That was why he was shipped away. Miami traded him a couple years ago to Philadelphia, which was such a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
I think he's got a bit of an attitude. And he does have arthritic knees, but he says he's cleared to play. Just don't be shocked if you just wake up one day and you get a lure on your phone. Jay Ajayi signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or Jay Ajayi signs with the Buffalo Bills, or something like that. You just don't be shocked by it.
Yeah. Maybe Washington.
Maybe. Well, I don't think they do that with Geis. It
True.
wouldn't make them. But you don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
Obviously, they don't
Redskins,
know what.
Sorry, Redskins fans. Going to be a long year for the Redskins.
And sad year.
And
Sorry,
we did bury the NFC East last week.
We did.
And we're always right. Was that sound of crickets? I'm not sure.
Shut up.
How about the rookies this year?
Justice Hill.
Justice Hill from Baltimore. Did you watch him?
Yes.
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome.
Right?
Welcome to the league.
Yep.
I like it.
And he's in the same backfield as Ingram. Now, remember, 2 years ago when Ingram was in New Orleans, who was drafted in the 13th round that emerged out of nowhere? Alvin Kamara.
Right.
Baltimore could definitely sustain 2 running backs. And this kid, Justice Hill, looks excellent. Worth a late pick.
Which is kind of scary for Mark Ingram.
And these are the guys that win leagues. The guys that you're drafting in the 12th and 13th round. The guys you're drafting even in the 7th and 8th round. Remember there was a year we're playing with our friend Scott in the New York League. And Scott drafted Melvin Gordon in the 7th and LeGarrette Blount in the 8th. And he won the whole tournament. He was unstoppable that year.
Yeah.
Late pick running backs. Alvin Kamara 2 years ago. It's always what wins. The late guy running backs. You got to find them, identify them early, and grab them at the right time before somebody else does.
Yeah. Take a good guess.
Yes. And I'll tell you right now.
Take an educated guess.
Educated guess. And I'll tell you right now. Justice Hill, Darwin Thompson, Devin Singletary, Damian Harris. Even Damian Harris, although I don't quite trust the role Damian Harris could have. He's very good. But I don't know. It's against New England.
Right. There's just.
But the other three, right? Hill, Thompson, Singletary. Right now, you're getting them cheap. In about a week or two, they're going to be going 10th, 11th, 12th rounds. They're going to be getting more expensive and more expensive. You're going to see more people roster them because we're hearing more and more about them.
Yeah. I like Devin Singletary out of all of those 4.
I like Devin Singletary too. He's a little small, as is Darwin Thompson. They're both a little undersized.
I'm okay with that.
They're almost Woodhead undersized. Not quite that undersized, but they're a little bit. But so is Devonta Freeman. Devonta Freeman is a small running back, and he's fantastic.
Yeah. But he's going to be involved in the passing game too.
Yes.
Singletary, which is good for PPR.
Mm-hmm. How about a list of running backs that have a role already? Latavius Murray on New Orleans. He's going to get the ball. He may get goal line work from Alvin Kamara. He may not. He may just be a change of pace guy. But he's going to have a role.
Right.
He's not a great player, but he's not a bad player.
He's just there. Like
He's
we
there.
talked about Frank Gore, and they're just there.
A lot of people think he's going to replace Ingram. I don't think he's good enough to replace Ingram. I don't think he's solid enough. I think Kamara, that's Kamara's backfield.
Yeah,
But
for
Latavius
sure.
Murray's got a role.
Yeah.
Ty Montgomery from the Jets. I mean, Le'Veon Bell can't be on the field the entire game. Or
Yeah.
he could, but I think Ty Montgomery's got a role.
I like Ty Montgomery. I never had a problem with him.
Jalen Samuels in Pittsburgh came on last year. When Connor got hurt, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
It would be a bit of a different strategy for them to have a, quote, PPR back. Like maybe you give Connor a little more relief. But I think Jalen Samuels is going to have a role. I think he's a great player, too.
Yes.
Deion Lewis in Tennessee.
Oh, God.
Well, he was a bad overdraft for a lot of us last year. We all overdrafted him last year. I sure did.
Oh, I sure did.
I told you to, and I regret that one.
Oh, that all year between Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry, and that was just oh God, bad memories. Bad memories.
But this year, 13th round.
Yeah.
Again, nothing wrong with that.
Such a bad taste.
I know, but 13th round.
Yeah.
Jalen Richard from Oakland.
I like Jalen Richard too.
He's going free. He's not even going drafted.
Yeah.
So you can get it for free.
Yeah.
In leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can pick
I'd
him up
take
in
a
free
chance.
agency.
I'd take a chance on him for sure.
Dookie Johnson from the Houston Texans.
Dookie.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You're not thrilled.
It's just they're on Houston.
Yeah, but again, Lamar Miller's not getting the ball all day.
Yeah.
Duke
true.
Johnson's going to spell him.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of Duke Johnson.
I'm not crazy about him, but I think he's going to get some. I think he's going to get some play.
I'd rather Richard. I'd rather Samuels. I'd rather Montgomery. I'd rather Johnson over Murray.
What about Austin Eckler?
I'd rather Eckler over.
Eckler for sure.
Yeah. Well, especially because of the situation he's in right now.
Eckler is good no matter what, because even if Melvin Gordon comes back, he hurts Eckler a little bit, but not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
that would kill Justin Jackson completely because he's the handcuff, as we
Right.
said to Melvin Gordon, as far as I'm concerned. But Austin Eckler, even if Gordon comes back, Eckler's got a role.
Right.
Eckler is a really good standalone PPR back.
Agreed.
Another really good standalone PPR back who is going for free in drafts. And when I mean free, like he's not even getting drafted in some leagues. Nyheim Hines, Indianapolis Colts.
Is this his second year?
Yes.
Hines? Yeah, because I remember talking to him about
As
him
a rookie last year. Yeah.
Right.
And he had moments last year. And then Marlon Mack came in and stole the show.
Right.
But man, Nyheim Hines, he's got juice. He's good. Here's a forgotten name. Chris Thompson from the Redskins. He's one of your favorites from a long time ago. You used to love Chris Thompson.
Yeah, I don't like him anymore.
Oh.
How old is he?
How quickly Christina Shaw turns. Don't get on Christina Shaw's bad side. Don't get hurt in week 2.
No, don't get hurt in week 2.
She'll never forgive you.
Screw me. I mean, I don't want anyone on Washington. Sorry.
We have guys already.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'd rather somebody, a rookie.
Ascending. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
No, nobody old that I've already seen that stinks, that's not making the team any better. Geis might make the team a little bit better. Chris Thompson's not going to do anything for the Washington Redskins. Sorry.
Okay. As says Christina Shaw. Refer back to this episode in week 5 when Chris Thompson has a 20-point game. If he has a 20-point game. He may not.
Do you really think he's going to have a 20-point? Yeah. I just looked at Kenny and he was like, no, maybe not.
You just don't know sometimes.
Okay.
Again, going free.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about it.
Yeah, true.
TJ Yeldon in Buffalo. I don't even know if he's going to make the team.
Yeah, yeah.
Unknown.
No, thank you.
We talked about Jerick McKinnon. He's starting on IR, so you're not even going to bother with Jerick McKinnon
That's
for
a
the first half of the year.
shame. Yeah, first half that long?
Yeah, first half of the year, you're not going to bother with him.
Jeez.
Second half of the year, you might be somebody to look at. You might be somebody that comes on.
Yeah.
And then Rex Burkhead, another guy. He can't stay healthy. I'm not really in on Rex Burkhead just because why bother? He doesn't stay healthy.
Well, no, and they got Sony Michel and James White, and no, that's too many for me anyway.
Right. Somebody gets hurt though, Burkhead could be really viable there.
True.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to draft him.
No. Well, you don't have to. He'll be undrafted in almost every league. He'll be on the wire. There will probably be no league that you play unless it's a very deep league where Rex Burkhead is not on the wire. Same thing with TJ Yeldon. Same thing with Chris Thompson.
Right.
They're gonna all, and same thing with Jalen Richard. I think they're all going to be on the wire.
And
the other ones we mentioned probably won't be. Like maybe Tom Montgomery will be, but like Tavius Murray will be drafted. Jalen Samuels is getting drafted. Deion Lewis is definitely getting drafted. Austin Eckler is definitely getting drafted.
Yeah.
And I would draft Nyheim Hines. If Nyheim Hines is sitting there in the 13th round, and you need a little depth at running back, he's a great pickup.
Yeah.
That late in the draft. And these are the guys that win, folks. These are the guys, the late round picks.
Yep.
These are the guys. And then you've got the strict handcuffs. Strictly if a guy gets hurt. So Saquon Barkley gets hurt. Wayne Gallman looks like the guy and for the Giants. Cameron Artis-Payne if McCaffrey gets hurt for the Panthers. Tony Pollard, we're talking about him because we don't know what's going on with Zeke.
Which I still this is getting serious.
Getting dicey. Sure is.
Tony's inching his way up in the draft.
Tony!
Hey, Tony!
Tony's going up.
Moving up in the world.
He looks good. Chase Edmonds, David Johnson's handcuff.
I like him.
Elijah McGuire for Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
Giovanni Bernard. There's a name out of the past. Listen,
Ugh.
hey, came in for Joe Mixon for 2 games last year, and he was an RB1 for those 2 games. Don't sleep on him. If you're a Mixon owner, get Bernard.
Yeah.
Have him on your team. There's no reason to have him if you're not a Mixon owner.
No.
No reason at all. But if you are a Mixon owner, get him. Same thing goes for Alexander Madison, who is Dalvin Cook's backup. You need him. If you draft Dalvin Cook, you know Dalvin Cook can't stay healthy.
Yeah, he's going to get hurt.
Until he actually plays 16 games, you can't trust it. You must draft Alexander Madison behind Dalvin Cook because somebody else will if you don't, and you will be screwed. C.J. Anderson, I don't think he's a threat to Kerryon Johnson. If Kerryon Johnson gets hurt, I don't love C.J. Anderson in this offense. I don't even love him as a handcuff.
No.
I'm not even bothering with
No.
him. He is the handcuff to Kerryon Johnson, but I'm not bothering. I'm just not bothering with him. I don't think he's going to produce much. I don't like him.
No.
Then you got the Rams. Gurley's backup. Who is Gurley's backup? Darrell Henderson's going in the 7th round. That is
Too early.
Oh, it's
No.
so disgustingly early.
No.
No way.
It's so odd to me.
Not only that, but Malcolm Brown is still there, and he might be the guy.
Yeah. We don't really know.
They
That's
don't know
the
yet.
problem.
So I'm not. Daryl Henderson's got to fall before I'm taking him.
I
I think
agree.
Daryl Henderson's the guy that gets drafted and then dropped by week 3.
Yeah.
By just about everybody.
Yep. Until he gets hurt.
Yeah. And then if the
then-
knee pops up with Gurley, then we got a problem. Then
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. Ito Smith in Atlanta. He's not having a good camp. But it's all the more reason to draft Devonta Freeman this year.
Yeah.
Devonta Freeman is a good get this year. There's nobody there.
Nope. Which I like.
Yes. Now, Jacksonville, you have to get a handcuff for Leonard Fournette. If you're going to commit to Leonard Fournette, you got to get a handcuff. The guy I'm more interested in is Raquel Armstead.
Yeah, no Alfred Blue.
Yeah, I'm
please.
tired of Alfred Blue.
No, I'm tired of him too.
Yes, I am tired of that too. And we know Alfred Blue's not going to produce much.
No.
We talked about Carlos Hyde. Justin Jackson, we've talked about too.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know about Dougie Martin in Oakland. He was serviceable last year. He wasn't bad. He's okay. You know?
He's just there.
He's there. I'm not bothering drafting him.
No.
He'll be a guy you can pick up if Josh Jacobs gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy you can pick up. And then there's Mike Davis in Chicago. We still don't know if David Montgomery's winning that job outright. The thought is that he will. So
Poor Mike Davis. He's always just this like floater guy in the backfield that nobody knows what to do with.
and he's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, why is he always like the third back? It's so sad.
It's his life.
Oh,
The life of a third back.
sorry, Mike.
So now we've discussed all those running backs. We're going to put them in our segment that we do every week in the preseason called Draft 'em or Pass 'em. Draft 'em or pass 'em. Draft 'em or pass 'em. You can take a player and put him on your team. Or not. Christina loves that.
It's my favorite song.
It's your favorite
I
song?
say that with every song. You think of such good jingles.
It's a good jingle.
It is.
It's an okay jingle.
Who do we got this
I haven't
week?
quite figured out the melody in that middle part, but anyway. So let's start with Aaron Jones in the 3rd round. Draft him or pass him. 3rd round pick for Aaron Jones.
Draft him. I like Aaron Jones. Got a new coach. He's a 3-down back with, I think, top 5 RB upside for sure. I like Aaron Jones. Draft him. What about you?
3rd round is not cheap for a guy that can't stay healthy.
This is true.
It's not cheap.
You're definitely taking a risk, but if he can stay healthy, top 5 RB.
I took him in Dynasty because I took him. Remember, I traded that 5th overall pick, and I got the 3rd round pick from Tom for that. So he became my 3rd back because I already drafted Dalvin Cook and Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
So Aaron Jones is my 3rd back. I was very happy with that. But if he's my 2nd back, yikes.
See,
But he's so good.
yeah, I'm not. I don't think yikes.
Okay.
I don't think
You're
yikes.
in.
I'm in. You're
I
out.
just wish he's the 4th round.
Yeah. Well, he might start falling.
Let's put it this way. If my first 2 picks are solid, if it's Saquon and then a wide receiver, and Aaron Jones is behind Saquon, who I really love, obviously we all love. Okay. If your first pick is Gurley, no. Don't back up risk with risk.
True.
Right?
Agreed.
That's what you don't do. Like, don't back up Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon, which I did yesterday. Don't do that. Do not. I repeat. Do not do that.
Yeah.
Don't back up risk with risk. Sony Michel, 6th round. Christina.
Jeez. I don't know.
You weren't in on him before, so.
I know, and that's why it's so hard because there's not that many great running backs. And once you get past that 6th round, it gets kind of dicey.
It does.
So if you have no RBs, Sony Michel, is that your only option? It's not so great, but you're going to have to take him because after that it dives off bad.
It does die off pretty bad.
So for me, it's one of those things where it's team dependent. What's your team going on if you're going to take him or not? Because I'd rather take a wide receiver in the 6th round than Sony Michel. What about you?
I am a guy who likes my first 6 picks to have at least 3 running backs no matter what. Sometimes 4.
Yeah.
I will go value on wide receiver before I go heavy on wide receiver. I'm not the guy that goes 4 wide receivers in the first 6. I'm the guy that goes 4 running backs in the first 6.
Right.
You have to include Michelle in that. I don't love Michelle, but if he's your
Yeah.
4th running back, then yes, I like Michelle a lot as your 4th running back. Third running back, okay. Second running back, no.
Right, yeah.
No. Hard no.
But if you have no running back,
Well,
what if
then
you go 0 RB?
Well, don't go 0 RB. If you go 0 RB, you better be a really skilled drafter. If you go 0 RB and you're going like Kelsey and Mahomes and 3 wide receivers, you're going Michelle in the 6th, Balaj in the 7th, and then you're going to be drafting all those rookies, Justice Hill and Devin Singletary, and praying that one of them hits.
That is exactly
That's
what
how
I'm
you
doing.
play that.
That is exactly what I'm doing in Dynasty right now.
Yeah.
That's just.
Except you missed out on those rookies because I got them.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
And you drafted Chase Edmonds the other day.
I did.
That's a prayer. You know, that's an if somebody gets hurt.
But but you don't know.
You don't know.
And if it happens, I'm gonna hit gold.
Or you can trade him to the David Johnson owner.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
And maybe get a player for him.
So I'm okay with that. But Michelle.
Tevin Coleman, 7th round.
Just we don't know who the primary back is in San Fran, and it makes it so frustrating. We were just talking about this earlier. You know, McKinnon, had all these setbacks, and it's just I don't know.
It's expensive.
It's expensive for him.
That's why he's on this segment.
Yeah.
That's why we have to come up with it. He's expensive.
Right.
I agree. He's a little expensive. I would, if you can wait a week to draft. But right now, if you're drafting.
Agreed.
No.
Right.
Stay away.
Right.
Until you know more.
Exactly.
You don't know enough.
I need to know more about this because it's too confusing for me.
I don't think they signed him to let him sit.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't think he's all that great.
Mm-hmm.
But I do trust Kyle Shanahan big time when it comes to running backs. Running backs in the San Francisco backfield produce. Always have, always will.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind with Tevin Coleman. I'm saying wait a little bit on that, though. 8th round, better. 9th round, fantastic.
Yeah.
Not gonna get him. Rashad Penny, 7th round.
Now, see, the difference between Penny and Coleman, I would pick Penny over Coleman only because the Seahawks are a run-heavy team. So if they're going to share, if I'm going to pick any shared backfield, it's going to be Penny.
Yep. I'm in with that. 7th round, I think that's a good price for Penny.
Yeah.
And Penny's got upside. Penny could emerge.
Right.
And Carson never stays healthy.
Right. And there's no Mike Davis they don't have to compete with anymore. So I'll draft Penny at this. If I'm going to draft that kind of shared running back,
yes,
I'm going to draft Penny.
And you have to draft some shared running backs. You just have to take a chance on it.
Right.
You have to do it. Tariq Cohen, 7th round.
In PPR, yes.
Yep. Non-PPR, no.
Non-PPR, 8th.
Stay away. Oh yeah, but in non-PPR, he shouldn't go in the 7th round. If he's going that early in a non-PPR league, then no chance.
Yeah.
PPR league, 7th round, it's solid.
Yeah.
Very solid.
Yep.
Royce Freeman, 8th round.
The issue obviously is with Phillip Lindsay, and he's a better pass catcher. So I think it's going to be 50-50 with that backfield. So 8th round.
It's expensive.
Pass him.
The other thing with Royce Freeman, I know he's getting all the hype. There's a lot of people hyping him. I'm going to wait and see with Royce Freeman. I got to see it before I believe it. I got to see that Phillip Lindsay's going to not be as good. He was great last year. Why do we not think he's going to be as good this year?
Exactly.
What evidence has shown? He had a wrist injury, did not have a leg injury.
Yes, I agree.
What evidence has been shown that Phillip Lindsay's going to tail off?
Yeah.
I love Phillip Lindsay in the 6th round. That's a bargain like I've never seen this
right,
year.
and if you get Phillip Lindsay in the 6th round, why are you going to take Royce Freeman 2 rounds
you're not.
later?
You're basically throwing one up in the air, and you're like, well, I'll pick one and see which one I want.
No.
And I'm still a Lindsay guy until Freeman proves me otherwise.
I agree.
Kareem Hunt in the 9th round.
Pass.
You're not touching him at all.
No.
Unless you're a Chubb owner.
No.
If you're a Chubb owner and you don't take Hunt, that's a mistake.
He's not even a lock to play once the suspension is over.
You're right.
Behind a guy, obviously Chubb, who rushed for nearly 1,000 yards despite not even starting until week 7.
Right.
So what makes you?
I think, and you got to hold a roster spot on him. Now, I think Kareem Hunt's going to be the guy that gets drafted and then gets dropped by week 3 by a lot of people
because they're going to need it for injuries.
Exactly, because you
need
need a roster
weeks.
Spot. Exactly.
And then somebody's going to pick him up and stash him, and then it's just going to be this whole. He's literally going to just team jump for fantasy, and it's just going to be frustrating.
Exactly. And we might as well put a few wide receivers on here. How about Josh Gordon in the 7th round? I think we're both in on that.
I'm in on that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
7th round. 5th round. Let's amend this just for the sake of argument. Josh Gordon in the 5th round.
Nah, 6th.
Okay.
I don't think
He's got to
take
fall
him.
to the 6th for you to take him.
I don't think I take him 5th.
You may not get him.
Really? Oof.
People get very bullish on that name. They see that name, Josh Gordon. He's with the Patriots, and there's no Gronk. I don't think he's going to get out of the 5th round anymore.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Do you know Tom Brady was more efficient throwing to Gordon than any other target?
Yeah. That's if Gordon stays on the field, that's 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns.
I know. Yeah.
It really, you see 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns sitting right in the face for you, like, oh my
and
God.
And if you get it 4th round, that's a good value right there.
Yeah.
If he stays in. But it's definitely a huge risk.
Yeah.
Huge risk. Take him now. If you're drafting now, he's going to just rise as the weeks go on.
Yep.
So if you're drafting him now, you might be able to get him in the 6th round.
I got him late last night. That's why I took him.
Right.
I thought to myself, when am I going to get a bargain on this
Right.
again? I'm probably not.
What round did you get him?
I got him, I think, 6th or 7th.
Yeah. I think if you're drafting in the next couple of days, get him 6th or 7th.
Yep.
Now, I'm saying in a week from now,
yeah, no chance.
His value's just going
Agreed.
up and up and up.
Agreed. The 2 big breakout wide receivers that everybody is salivating over this year. Chris Godwin, who's going in the 4th round. DJ Moore, I'm actually seeing him fall to 5th or 6th.
See, and I don't understand why DJ Moore is falling. I think he's highly undervalued.
I agree too. He falls because of Cam Newton. That's why he falls. Because they don't trust that Cam's going to have one receiver that he's going to center on. The talent with DJ Moore is off the charts.
Yes.
Off the charts. He
I
can
agree.
break a game open.
Mm-hmm.
I love DJ Moore. Godwin, we know, and again, they let Adam Humphries go in Tampa. They let Deshaun Jackson go. Mm-hmm. There's almost no chance Godwin doesn't produce.
Right.
Godwin's expensive. He's a bit of a risk in the 4th round.
Yeah, well, and they got Mike Evans, too, so he's obviously going to get a lot of
DJ Moore in
carries.
the 5th or 6th, man.
I got DJ Moore on my dynasty team.
Yes, you have like 6 wide receivers, and you can only start 3.
No, I can start 4.
That's right, you can start 4. That's right. Well, you still have 2 you're going to bench.
And it's a PPR. Why
yeah,
not?
I'm gonna get the early morning texts. Is every at 8:45 on a Sunday morning, I'm gonna get these texts. All right, do I start Gordon or Moore this week? Gordon or Moore this week? Gordon or Moore this week?
Yes.
Every week. I guarantee you, and I'm going to post it on Facebook.
It's gonna be my new Deion Lewis.
Yes.
And who was it last year? Was it Henry? No, it was Deion Lewis
It was
and
somebody. It was 2 years ago. It was Keenan Allen and a bunch of scrubs. But it was always Keenan Allen. And Keenan Allen, what you weren't sure of every week.
Jeez.
I guarantee it.
It's gonna be fun. Or I can trade one of them for maybe a running back.
Well, it's Dynasty. You got to make trades.
I know. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you definitely have some coveted players there.
I had a good trade that I made with Kevin.
Yeah.
He needed a
quarterback. He wanted to go Garoppolo because he's also a Niners fan. He wanted to go Garoppolo.
Yeah. So I got
Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen for him.
Yeah, I think that's a solid deal.
It was the 8th round. He took Tariq in the 8th round.
Yep.
And my 10th round pick, and we switched.
Solid.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. We're winding down here. We have yet to do our very favorite segment. Are you fucking kidding me?
Kenny, you don't have any?
I don't really have anything for Are You Fucking Kidding Me this week.
Are you fucking kidding me, Kenny?
Christina!
So stupid. We got nothing, folks.
It's too early.
Yeah.
Nothing's agitated us. It won't be long, trust me. There will be one very soon. And that concludes our Vegas Fantasy for this week. We are going to be back every week. Please download us on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud,
And Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Don't forget to also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We are Our Vegas Fantasy. And also, please send us your questions. We're going to be recording next week.
I'm Kenny Davidsen.
I'm Christina Shaw.
See you next week.
Bye.